very exciting. Makes us feel a little bit more connected to the larger GlobeMed network. But to pull it back to our partnership specifically and things that we're doing, we're going to talk a little bit about individual giving today. So I'm going to hand it off to Noah so that he could tell us what that is and why it's so important for our partnership specifically.
Hi, everyone. In case you don't know me, my name is Noah, and I am the Donor Relations Coordinator here at GlobeMed. So we're starting a new campaign. Well, we're starting it this year, but this is an older campaign called Individual Giving. So what is individual giving? This time of year, since it's around the holiday season and it's the giving season, we ask everyone to write letters to their family and friends to tell them about GlobeMed and ask them for donations. So this year will be a little bit different if you've done individual giving before, because we're doing it in a virtual way now. I think the earliest thing that you all should expect is that your committee leaders should schedule a meeting with you. They might have already done this, but it'll be a specific committee meeting about individual giving. And the idea is that they give you a more in-depth kind of look at what individual giving is. So this year, the way that it's going to work is that there's this contact form, which is linked here in the slides, but I think it'll probably be sent out in the email as well, so that everyone has access to it there. But essentially, it's just a Google form where you'll fill out your name, as well as the contact name, their address, and you will write them a personalized message, kind of telling them about GlobeMed, why you think that it's important, how it's impacted you. So a lot of the things that you could write in this are kind of what we did in our community building today, right? Like all the things of why GlobeMed is important and how it's impacted you. Those are just things to keep in mind. But your committee leaders will go into more detail when you have that meeting with them. So another thing is that we normally ask that you try to find 10 contacts, but we understand that this is kind of a difficult task sometimes. So if for some reason you can't find 10 contacts, just talk to your committee leader or reach out to me and we can find some alternative way for you to help in individual giving and help us raise money for our partner. So everything that these letters will contain is a general letter about what GlobeMed is, written by the co-presidents. It kind of explains what SAW and CHOP is, so that you don't have to write all of that. That's already taken care of. It will contain your personalized letter, which this year you will just submit on the form, and then the campaigns committee will write for you. So you don't really have to worry about handwriting your own letter. The campaigns committee will take care of that for you as long as you fill out your form. There's instructions in there on how to make a donation, and there's also a photo strip of previous grow trips. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me in the GroupMe or email me here at this email address. But yeah, the real point of this is one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. It usually raises about half of our funds that we send to SAW every year. So this is obviously like a pretty big deal and it raises a lot of money. So we encourage you all to participate as much as you can. Does anyone have any questions real quick? I know that's a very vague introduction, but like I said, your committee leaders will be having a meeting with you later this week and give you more specific instructions on who to write to, what to include in the personal letter, things like that. Okay, well, I think that is everything I had then.
And I just really wanted to emphasize that obviously, since learning about how our partner has adapted with COVID and how they put CHOP sessions like on hold for a little while, we've had to adjust our fundraising as well, right? We mentioned this a little bit earlier on, but we are aiming to send from this year's fundraising about $6,000 to $8,000 to our partner. And like Noah mentioned, this has been our most effective fundraiser. Actually, a lot of nonprofits use like individual giving letter writing campaigns as some of the most effective things. And it's amazing because you just have to tell people why you're passionate about GlobeMed to participate, right? You don't have to make that difficult ask of, oh, can you please donate money to this organization? Because like Noah said, we're having a formal letter that will do that for you. So just the more, involved you can get in this campaign, speaking passionately about GlobeMed, finding like more and more people to reach out with this, then it'll, reap a more successful campaign and in turn allow SAW to continue hosting the workshops and use the money as they see fit. So I'm excited. Your committee leaders are pros and they'll be able to tell you more about it. But I'll stop talking about that now so that we could do our collective breath. Okay, so I found a pretty cool quote for this week, and I know, you're probably reflecting on our meeting today, and this past week, I'm sure has been a roller coaster worth of emotions for many of us. I'm hoping that this collective breath will serve as a major sigh of relief. But I do want to include a quote that was shared by the artist who created the photo that is included here. And that quote is, "Our strength lies beyond the boundaries of any single nation and grows when we continue to listen and fight in solidarity with the most vulnerable. Our strength grows when we continue to educate and when we center and invest in our communities." So with that, if you all want to just unmute yourselves, you can soften your gaze or close your eyes and take a deep breath in and exhale. Awesome. All right, we have just a few community announcements, I think. But other than that, we'll send you off into your breakout rooms and have committee time. Matthew, if you could hit the next slide.
I promise I hit the next slide. Maybe it's just slow to load. Can anyone confirm that they see the next slide?
We don't see it yet, but at least we're all getting to continue to admire the art. Okie dokie.
Anything? No?
We can see it. It's just really pixely, but that's okay because I have it pulled up on my end and I can read it, what the slide is supposed to say anyways. So just a reminder to everyone that our GROW project proposals are going to be due tonight at midnight. Oh, there we go. It looks like it's all good now. And that we will, of course, be posting this chapter meeting on our YouTube channel. So if you want to be censored out, you can send Shaylin or I just a private message in the group chat. We're gonna jump into committee time, but before we do that, if you could just add like a delta or a plus in the chat. So what went well today and what is something that you would like to see improved. And then at 8 p.m. tonight, we will have our e-board meeting where our chapter coach, Najma, will be joining us, but she'll also be joining us in 2 weeks. So you'll get to meet her and find out how she's a resource for our chapter. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining. It was nice seeing all of you.